Hi guys, welcome back to my page or channel where we talk about money matters. As a sequel to my investment video, in this video I explain the dividend payment process. By watching this video to the end, you can expect to understand what happens when dividend is declared and the time lapse subsequent to that until the payment date. The dividend payment process may seem simple enough. You invest in a dividend paying stock and the dividends get paid into your brokerage account when payments are made. There are actually 4 steps or 4 important dates in the dividend payment process that often go unnoticed by dividend investors, especially when they are new to the investment space. That is the dividend declaration date, the ex-dividend date, the record date, and the payment date. As an investor, and especially as a new investor buying dividend stocks, you should become familiar because being able to identify these 4 dates will help to avoid any potential confusion. The examples I use in this video show how you can easily find those dates for companies. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel and pages. The dividend declaration date is the date on which the board of directors of the company announce the next dividend payment to its shareholders. It is just an announcement and no dividends are paid on the declaration date. Generally speaking, companies will make it very clear when dividends are declared via a press release on their website, the ex-dividend date. One of the most important dates for dividend stock investors is the ex-dividend rate. As the trading date before the record date, the ex-dividend date has a very great impact on investment management. Investors who buy stocks on or after the ex-dividend date are not going to be entitled to dividend payments for the period. However, they will be entitled to subsequent dividend payments if they choose to hold on to their investments. Other investors who buy the shares before the ex-dividend date will be entitled to receive dividends for that period. The reason why the ex-dividend date is the trading day before the record date is that it takes a day for a trade to go through. That is for cash and shares to legally change hands. Now, for anyone who has ever sold shares, you know that the cash gets deposited into your account on the same day that you sell them. This is because your broker is willing to pay the money to you in advance while waiting to receive cash from the other party. In reality, the actual process takes a day to be completed. The record date and the ex-dividend date determine which shareholders are entitled to receive company dividends. If shares trade hands in the time leading up to the dividend payment, it is these 2 dates that determine whether it is the seller or the buyer who receives the dividend. The record date is the date on which the company's management looks at its shareholder records to determine which shareholders are eligible to receive the upcoming dividend payment. Buying shares on the record date does not mean you are going to receive the company's next dividend. You must buy shares in advance of the record date to receive cash from the upcoming dividend payment. The payment date is the date on which the company's cash is actually paid to its shareholders as dividend. Depending on the medium through which you own your shares, your dividends may be paid directly to your bank account, your brokerage account, or into your mobile money account as cash. If you absolutely want to be eligible for the company's next annual or semi-annual dividend payment, purchase your stocks before the ex-dividend date. The easiest way to find the ex-dividend date is to look directly on the investor page of the company's website or via a Google search. All in all, you need to develop a long-term systematic investment plan that will be successful regardless of your timing of dividend payments. You need to keep in mind that the surest way to profit out of your investment is to buy some shares and focus on holding them over the long term. Dividends can be paid in more than one form apart from cash, that is, in additional shares issued to you as a shareholder. Rather than to receive cash as dividend payments, in some instances, companies can issue more shares to its shareholders as their form of dividend payment. These are called scrip dividends. If you are interested in knowing more about scrip dividends, I explain that into detail in my next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video where we talk about money matters. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Bye. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video talking about money. Don't forget to like, share.